Hello and welcome. Welcome to all you Virgos. And I'm going to put you a little bit here. Et voila. Welcome for your monthly horoscope. The last one of 2014, December. And let's have a look at what the planets are doing for the sign of Virgo. Well, I think with so much emphasis on the sign of Capricorn during the month of December, this is a fellow earth sign. So this is really good for you because you feel very much in harmony with yourself. Notwithstanding the fact things can be a bit rough or a bit difficult for you. So that's the first good news. And I will be talking about three things, about Pluto-Uranus again and the fixed star Vega, and then about the Jupiter going backwards and Saturn, of course, going into the new sign. First of all, Pluto and Uranus is not that important for you, or not to say not that important, but it's not that challenging for the Virgos. On the contrary, Pluto is actually in a very nice trine with your sign. And so a lot of Virgos are being empowered, getting strength and that potential that is underneath the Virgo. And sometimes it's very deep that they need to dig, but it comes out anyway. And this is triggered again. So it's one of those times that Pluto and Uranus, who are in a square in the heavens, and which is all about transfer, it's all about being true to oneself and being very authentic and taking one's power back. For you actually, that is in your fifth house, which is one of the most joyful houses, which is the house of expression. That's very general. It's the house of how you get your message across, whether it is a communicative message, but also how you express who you really are. Even in sex, for instance, that's also the fifth house. And this is emphasized in December. So it's a very playful house, and I know that a lot of when you read books about Virgos, it's all quite serious, and they're, they want to be perfect and all of that. But what they seem to forget every now and then is that a Virgo can be very playful, and I can know, I'm one myself. And they have this, that's why Virgos get along so well with children. I mean, normally. These are general horoscopes, of course, but they have the patience and they can get into the world of the child again. And in other words, you will get in touch with your own child, and with the fifth house, it's also a very, for some people, house of Christmas. It's the December, it's the month of Christmas, New Year's Eve, and all of that. If you celebrate that for the Virgos, really, really good, because you will be able to express yourself. The planet, your ruler Mercury, this is very important. Your ruler Mercury around the end of the month, so it will be around, specifically around the 25th actually, so on Christmas. But around that time, a bit before and after, you've got that Mercury conjuncting Pluto on 15 degrees. So if you've got some planets in Virgo around 15 degrees, you will feel that the most in a very positive way. And Mercury is also the planet of communication, in the house of expressing oneself. And on a fixed star, that happens on a fixed star which is called Vega, and which is all about being sophisticated, being refined, what usually Virgo is. And so it's a very good time for you to express, to say, to communicate, to write, to mail, to whatever you want to do. But to say things from the heart very deeply and very intensely, and to put it off your chest, and you will feel very, very free because of that. So you see, for the cardinal signs, this Pluto-Uranus is very challenging, but for you it's on a different level. So you will become very powerful in your speech, so be very aware that what you say around the last weeks of December what you say to people. It might influence people. So be aware that you are integer, or the integrity, but normally I think Virgos do well with that. It's not to cuddle you that I say this, but it's true, because they know how important speech is. So a time of, and it is the time, isn't it, in December, that we think about family members or connections, friends, that we say, I want to say something to them that is really from the heart. It's a good time for you, Virgos, and it will, you know, benefit you for the rest of 2015. That's one thing for you. So that's the good news. Now, the other news, it's not good or bad, I think. It depends on your individual chart, is that Jupiter goes backwards as from around the 6th. So around the beginning of the month, Jupiter goes, around the 9th, sorry. That it's in your 12th house. It's a very hidden house, so you might not feeling that 100% like wow. But what does it mean? Well, your 12th house with Jupiter there, the planet of expansion, the planet of wisdom, and the planet of meaningfulness in that 12th house. But going backwards means that you are going to re-evaluate what the meaning is, that's Jupiter, of your 12th house, which is, the 12th house is the house of what you let go. So it has to do with things that you want to let go of, and you're standing still, if that is a good thing for you or not. And so it's not a negative energy, I think, for the Virgos. On another layer, it can mean simply that you are thinking about what you can do to relax yourself a bit better. I've been talking about that for quite a while. So make sure you will be able to relax yourself, and it's often the times that you are alone, actually, that you can really relax, and not that no people around you is not good, no, but around this time with the Jupiter going retrograde, it just means a bit of reflection there, maybe of the people that you are connected to, because Jupiter rules the 7th house of connections. Maybe you're gonna look back and see the good and the bad and the ugly of it. That's not necessarily a bad thing, I think. And of course, the most important thing, keeping the most important for last, is Saturn, that shifts signs after 2.5 years being in Scorpio. It's now in Sagittarius. So Saturn is going to be important in 2015 for you. I'm not going to tell too much about that, but it's going to be, you know, 2015. Just check out my yearly horoscopes. I made them already on my YouTube channel. Check them out. Now the thing for you, you are a mutable sign, and that means that you're going to feel the square of Saturn and Neptune. I'll talk about that next year, but basically it means that Saturn in the other mutable sign of Sagittarius is going to square up to Neptune in your 7th house in Pisces. And that means reality versus dreams and ideals. So as you are a Virgo who is very practical, I think that you can manage to make some dreams come true in 2015. Absolutely. If you're very, and normally Virgos are very feet on the ground, I think you can accomplish a lot. So that's the beginning. When Saturn shifts into, and around the last week of, actually you want to know the details, of course, and that's on the 20, it's almost around the 23rd to 24th that Saturn goes into Sagittarius, but you will feel that the last weeks it shifts into the bottom of your chart, which is the 4th house, which is your home, which is your environment at home, family, roots, but on another level, it's about you on a very deep core. So you really are redefining yourself. You really are shaping yourself in a very mature way. So the Virgo who is very grounded, which is a trait of you, but having also Neptune there in your opposite sign, which makes you getting in touch with more than just the 5 senses. So it's so interesting for the Virgos, and especially with this square that is coming up between Saturn and Neptune, it's going to help you. Maybe with connections with other people, because the 7th house is your one-to-one connections that you have with maybe business partners, or maybe your loved one, or someone who is important for you, maybe a colleague or whatever. And then there is Saturn, you're wanting something to become very real, but as well something that is very new. Very interesting month, December. It's the beginning of a very, very potentially interesting year to come for you Virgos. Don't forget, you will have Jupiter in your sign. Yay! For it only happens once every 12 years. But all in all, December is, in general, of course, a good month for the Virgos, because very simply, your ruler is in Capricorn. It connects with Pluto. It is so strong. You are very strong in December, you Virgos. So have a good month. Enjoy. Subscribe, like, whatever. Try to get my videos out there if you want to, so I can continue to do these videos. And thank you for watching, and have a good December. Bye bye.